Okay, so with E3 well and truly over, at least for the big announcements now, I just want to go over my actual thoughts of it, and this is a live commentary, so I may mess up a little bit. I defeat all enemies, okay. Right, okay, so that was maybe a bit too much there. So yeah, I was a bit quiet with that. Right, so I just want to go over Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo's actual press conferences here. Later on, I will do the third parties, but right now I just want to focus on the big three. Now, I will go over them as from worst to best, at least how I see it as worst from best anyway. Now, in my pre-E3 video, I said that Sony would have the worst, and I'm sticking with that. Now, even though I did also say that they wouldn't show the Last Guardian, they did, but it just looked incredibly boring to me. There was really fuck all that you could actually do, and it just looks really boring and primitive, and I don't care for it. I actually think it won't live up to the hype after all these years. It'll just turn out to be another Duke Nukem Forever. Now, the things that I did like about Sony's actual press conference were Horizon, which looked really, really good, and I can't wait to see more of that. I might actually buy another PlayStation 4 for that game. Now, the other highlight of it, which I really wish this wasn't a highlight of the actual show, was Final Fantasy VII actually being remade. A 18-year-old remake should not have been the highlight of a Sony show. Now, I don't know why they done it. They should have just left it to Square Enix to do. Even though Square Enix's show was absolutely boring, maybe that's why they didn't let them do it. Maybe they seen the rehearsals and knew how boring it was. But yeah, Final Fantasy and Horizon were the two biggest things out of Sony's press conference, and it really shouldn't have been that way. Now, they done nothing to make me want a new PlayStation 4. They done nothing to actually make me regret selling my PlayStation 4. And as I said, Horizon may well make me get another one, but the one thing that would definitely make me buy another PlayStation 4 is, now I know Final Fantasy VII is going to be first on the PlayStation 4, which means it's also coming to the Xbox One and the PC. Doubt it's coming to the Wii U. But the one thing that would make me buy a PlayStation 4 for Final Fantasy VII is if they had a special edition of it, which they will do have special editions, but the special edition that I would buy it for would be one that comes with black and holy materia. It's the only way I would buy a PlayStation 4 for Final Fantasy VII, if that exact edition was exclusive to the PlayStation 4. If not, they have no chance of me buying another PlayStation 4 for that. I'll just wait, I'll buy it on a PC, or I'll buy it on another system. Now, let's move on to what I thought was second, and that is Nintendo. Now, going on last year's and this year's was nothing compared to last year's one. Now, they did have some really good parts, and I did predict a Metroid Prime game would be there, but I did say it would be on the Wii U. Now, I got it half right. Metroid Prime was there, and it was Metroid Prime Federation Force with Blast Ball incorporated into that. Now, it does look interesting to me because I like 4-player co-op where you have to go through missions, so that'll be a good thing for me. I know a lot of people aren't too happy about it, to each their own, but to me, Federation Force looks like it could be a good, interesting game if you're playing it with friends. Now, I don't know if it has online. It probably does. I'm hoping it does. Excuse me. But if not, I have friends with 3DSs as well who said they're going to get it at the same time. So even if I need to just sit on a couch with them, that's fine for me. Now, I'll just get rid of all this crap first. Now, with the still sticking with the 3DS, they did announce a new co-op Zelda game, which was Triforce Heroes. And yeah, that looks really interesting as well. I did really like the Four Swords adventure games, and I know that this one does have online play because it was mentioned a lot during the actual presentation. So with that, I will be playing that quite a lot. I have two friends I know who will get it as well, so it's just another game for me to play with them. We already knew about Hyrule Warriors Legends, which is coming to 3DS with all the DLC from the Wii U version, which I'm playing right now. Oops, not really good at that. And yeah, so that will work out quite well. There really wasn't much else for the 3DS that interested me there. But moving on to the Wii U, I have been waiting so long on Xenoblade Chronicles X coming to Europe where I live. Well, I live in Scotland, but I'll say Europe anyway. And we finally got a release date for it, which is December of this year. And that makes me so incredibly happy knowing that I finally have a release date for that game. Now, it does look incredibly great, and I can't wait for that game. I will be doing live streams of it and putting up videos of it as well. So yeah, but they also showed us Star Fox. It is being co-developed by Platinum Games. A lot of people say it doesn't look very great. I think it looks fucking awesome. It looks to be one of the best Star Fox games that they've made. Even though they haven't made a lot, I'm glad that this one's been made. Now, they didn't say anything about multiplayer actually being in the game, but they did say during the Treehouse event that co-op was getting put into it, with one person using the gamepad, one person using the Pro Controller. Now, but they've also mentioned that multiplayer may come to it later. Now, that's a good thing because Star Fox multiplayer would be great, and that's a day one buy for me. Now, they didn't mention Devil's Third or Fatal Frame, even though we know that they are coming this year, and Iwata did say that this digital event would be covering things releasing from now up until Q1 of 2016. So I'm guessing the only reason they weren't there is because they were rated 18 or mature, wherever you're staying and whatever the rating is for the rating system is for your location. Now, but there is a trailer for Fatal Frame on Nintendo's actual YouTube account, so you can go and watch that. And Devil's Third's been getting a lot of videos put out by Valhalla recently as well, so you can have a look at them. Now, Nintendo's wasn't a great actual showing. I think they had too much filler in there, and they've even said that themselves that there was too much filler in it. And now I'd have preferred to have seen Zelda this year, but Miyamoto did say to IGN that they did have a lot of footage for it. They just didn't decide to show it. So I'm expecting them to actually bring out a Nintendo Direct soon, because there's speculation that they're just not using E3 to actually announce anything bigger. Because if you look at the Direct that they had at E3 and the Directs I've had before that, they seem to have had better Directs on the run up to E3 than they actually did at E3. So I'm expecting them to just start using Directs to do their bigger announcements and just use E3 to get little things out there and let people actually play their games, or just to get announcements and more information about games that are releasing soon at E3. I'm expecting the Nintendo Direct to come before August, or at least in August, and at that point they'll announce some new stuff, because there is a chart that they've really shown all the games that's releasing between now and early 2016, and on it does say more to be announced. So obviously they do have some extra stuff to send out, but there is a lot of people that are saying Nintendo have just given up on the Wii U. I don't think that. I think people are just jumping to conclusions too much, especially when these people are saying it are notorious Nintendo haters. So I'm going to take a wait and see approach with it. I don't think they've given up on the Wii U. I just think they've really fucked up their E3 presentation. Now, I'm going to move on to Microsoft here, and I think they actually had the best conference. Now, I've been adamant since day one that I would not to be buying an Xbox One, and I mentioned previously that I would be buying Final Fantasy VII on another console if I don't get Black and Holy Materia as a special edition on the PlayStation 4, and I'm buying an Xbox One. Now, I've been very against it previously, that I don't want to buy an Xbox One, but I'm going to buy an Xbox One for now. They had some really great showings. The backwards compatibility thing for me is great because I do have, even though I don't have an Xbox One, I do still have a nice collection of Xbox 360. Because my Xbox 360 died, I do still have a nice collection of Xbox 360 games, and having them as backwards compatibility, it would be a nice thing because it means I don't need to worry about the Xbox 360 dying, which was a notorious problem with it. I don't know why I just went back into that map. But yeah, I'm buying an Xbox One. Don't know where I'll be buying it because I do want to actually. I'll probably get it around the time that the Gears of War remake is released. Now, I'm a big fan of the Gears of War series, apart from Judgment, that can go hide in a corner like a ginger kid, ginger stepchild even, and that's not what I was looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Now they announced a game called Recore, which looks really good. Now they said from the makers of Metroid Prime, I wouldn't call the art directors as a maker of Metroid Prime, but there you go. I just don't like the issue. Now, Record does look really good, and it's a game that I do want to play. The Xbox One, as I've said, was not really something on my radar until their E3 presentation. So congratulations to Microsoft for that. They've actually made a believer out of me there. And there's a lot of games that I do want to buy, especially now. A lot of people won't really care about a lot of stuff Microsoft does, and it's just they really wowed me with it today. Well, not today, but at their E3. Now, the first game that I will be buying with it probably will be the the Gears of War remake, because as I said, I do really like Gears of War games, apart from Judgment. And yeah, but Recore is looking to be a really great game. I don't really care for their Forza and things like that, so that's not really going to bother me. They also did announce a Rare collection, and we'll stay with Rare, but the Rare collection is at really good value. Over here for me it's £20, so that'll get bought day one really. But they also announced from Rare Sea of Pirates. Now this looks to be the best game Rare has actually made in a while, so that will also be a day one purchase from me. But they also showed us their HoloLens. Now, I've been saying for a while that VR isn't VR, and now the HoloLens isn't virtual reality. It's a holographic projector, basically, and it looks fucking fantastic. Now, I wasn't too sold on the whole holographic thing until I actually seen this, and yeah, I'm a believer in it now. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, I do like Minecraft. I bought it pretty much as its beta on the PC, so I've had it for a while. I've got it on my PlayStation 4 account. I just don't have a PlayStation 4 to play it on, and yeah, I'll be buying a HoloLens just to play Minecraft on, basically. Now, my girlfriend, she has never wanted an Xbox. She's been a PlayStation girl her entire life, so even for her, it's something weird that she wanted an Xbox One after that showing. So we are getting an Xbox One soon, and they also announced Gears of War 4. That's something I've been waiting on for a while. Now, Gears of War, it's something that's had a place in my heart for quite a while. It's one of those games that actually got me into playing third-person shooters, and it was just something I'd play with my friends constantly on the Xbox 360. Now, they gave Holiday 2016 as its release date, so they're going to be doing quite a bit with that. But they did also announce a lot of stuff that's coming out this year anyway. So overall, Microsoft, you've got my money. Even with those free-to-play games, I'm not too sold on Fable Legends yet, but Gigantic, I'm sure that said it was free-to-play. It looks fantastic, so I will be playing that. And yeah, there's really not much else to say about Microsoft's actual press conference, apart from it was absolutely fantastic. Now, to give them all a rating, I would give Sony a 7. As I said, Horizon and Final Fantasy VII were the saving graces of that show, so they get a 7 from that. With Nintendo, not much better, 7.5, maybe an 8. And for that actual score out of 10, it was really Star Fox and Xenoblade Chronicles X that actually saved their show for me. As I said, but I will still be playing that Metroid Prime Federation Force game. It does look really interesting. So yeah, and they wouldn't release a spin-off without actually having something bigger in the works. So I'm expected to have a Metroid Prime Wii U version being announced at some point soon. So yeah, without move away from that and move on to Microsoft, with them, I give them an 8.5. They had the show that it was absolutely fantastic. I loved everything they done. I haven't really cared about Microsoft or the Xbox One this much since it was released. So well done to Microsoft. You really stole the show there. And yeah, really not much else I can say. So thanks for watching and goodbye.